Hey everybody, welcome. I'm Obi Jeff. I'm with BerCrew Studios. Today I'm playing Boom Beach. I'm going to showcase some of our fellow BerCrew members' attacks today. And I want to apologize for the gap in time it's been since I've released a Boom Beach video. Last week an update was released. When the update was released, it destroyed all the playback videos. So it took a little bit of time to get some content updated. And then on top of that, I had another technical difficulty aspect where I did some recordings in my SD card and my phone went out. So I am finally getting a recording done that I hope is going to be entertaining and I hope is going to work. So let's talk about some of the updates that happened on the last update. I think it's a great place to start. So obviously one of the big things that was released, which is sitting right on my map, which is the statue storage. This is a new building that allows you to take one of your statues, put it in the statue storage, and then you can swap out your different statues here, giving you a little more customization without having to wait for a new statue to be built and you have to destroy a current statue where you got to get rid of it. So really lets you kind of swap out your base modifiers or your attack modifiers whenever you feel like you need it. So if you're going to go in for a big attack, you can then maybe swap out some of your resource or base defense statues for some more attack bonuses. That being said, in order for you to start swapping out, you do need 2 statue storage spots. So right now I can have an extra statue built, put it in the storage, but then if I build another one, I have no way to swap it out because at that point I'd need an extra slot to save that statue in. So you do need to update this, and right now it's going to take 1,210,000 wood, 920,000 stone, and 340,000 iron to get this to level 2 just to swap out one statue. To me, statues are nice, and I'm sure that doing a lot more battles, I'm going to want more and more of these. But right now, they don't play a huge part in the game, and the ability to swap them out really isn't a big deal. I think the biggest piece that I would be looking forward to is when I make the top level statue. I don't want to destroy it ever. It's going to be a waste of gems at that point. So that's where I see this having a benefit. Some other updates. We have a new chat, which is very confusing, where they moved the newer messages to the bottom. That was very interesting. And then, what else did they do? There is a new daily. This is the big one. There it is. There is a new daily supply chest progress. So as I do attacks, I can get these little medals, and once I get 5 medals, I can get a daily reward. Actually, I'm sorry. It's not the daily reward. It's a supply chest that I will get. They've also added daily rewards, which is the second bonus that we can get. And that's typical, I would say about 20 to 40,000 of one resource. You're going to get 3 options on that. So it's just another way to make some more resources. All right, so that's enough of the boring stuff. The update was much welcomed. I do wish that the crab would come back or some more exciting content, but it's pretty nice to have these updates come out and give you a reason to go attack. So I've started clearing out a lot of my board of the different villages, and I've started attacking some villages of other players more recently because I have now incentive to go do that. All right, so we have quite a bit of content that was just released within the last day or so. So I want to go ahead and poke through these. I haven't watched all of these, but I do want to showcase some of these. Let's go back. Let's see how far back we can go. So Loser has quite a few on here, and there was one that I really wanted to showcase. I believe that was a little while ago. So Loser's been doing quite a bit of attacking, and he's quite the strategist. So he finds his bases, and he does a really good job on figuring out what he needs to take out to get in, and he uses quite a few different tactics to do that. So let's get this set up here. So in this one, he's going to go ahead and clear out this spacious area on the left side of the base. This layout doesn't work very well from a defensive standpoint. I know it seems like if you put your resource buildings off to the side, that the person won't get the attack coins for it, but really you're just kind of opening the door for them to get straight to your defenses. And when those defenses go out, your damage stops, and when your damage stops, nothing's going to stop those attackers from coming in. So it's a balance of spreading out your defense units with your resource or your non-defensive buildings, and trying to find that balance, because when those buildings are being attacked, those non-defensive buildings are being attacked, it's slowing the attackers down enough for your defenses to start picking them off and to start slowing them down. The trade-off is you are giving them coins as they destroy these buildings to start using their boat abilities, and that's where we need to get a base layout. So, for example, mine, I have everything kind of parched out where I do have these buildings up front just to slow the attackers down so that my defenses can't take them out. I do have a line in the back of most of my my gems, but I did want to put a few up front just to slow it down. And you see I have a few on the sides. Okay, let's hop back into some videos here. This one, I've been going back and forth with this base, and this has been a tough one. I can no longer take it back, and I believe this is one of the attacks against me. And they kind of marched right in, and this was the first time that I think I had beat this guy, and this guy is Ben, who I've been going back and forth with. Hopefully I grabbed the right video, otherwise it's going to be very awkward. But it's got enough variety where it's been very difficult. As you see, we had 4 rocket launchers, and we had quite a few cannons right up in the middle, and it was really difficult to start start the battle to where you can take out enough things to really make it a viable attack. So in here, once those heavies are taken out, this is the wing. Anyway, once those heavies were taken out, a lot of times those spare rockets go ahead and they just wipe out all of your Zookas, and that's really hard to deal with in a situation where you can't use your barrage or you can't use your artillery to take out those key defensive units like the rocket launchers or the boom cannons. This one had 4 rocket launchers, and it had, I think, a total of 2 boom cannons in the middle and I think 2 regular cannons. It just rips through those heavies, and then those Zookas get exposed and they die. Here's another one from Navi, which is Pickle. And this one is a pretty hefty attack. Let's see what he does. This is his base getting attacked by Hammerman. And we got a lot of chug going on here. These attacks are ridiculous. I think he said this was wave 3, maybe 4. But it's just insane. I mean, if you look at the amount of attackers on the screen, it's ridiculous. And then you have the tanks right behind it. So even if he does have a way to thin the herd, he's got tanks that have a ton of hit points following up. That is ridiculous. I attempted to try to put up some of the weapons lab stuff, and it helps out at times, but once you get that many guys on the screen, it's really hard for one extra weapon to really make that big of a difference. So here we go. We have Loser again diving in, taking the base, and oh, that stinks. Hopefully he can get these taken out, and he does. So he has 1 rocket launcher that he still needs to deal with here, and as you see, he gets his guys up, his heavies in there. They're up front. and he goes ahead and takes him out with the healing. And one of the new update items that is really cool is the ability to slow-mo your attacks, so in the playbacks you can go to half speed. Alright, let's find a few more here. Losers posted so many. Easy 1, 2, 3. Let's do, I think this one was good. This one's a good base attack. Alright, so this is a pretty good attack here. So the base is laid out too tight, really, to protect itself against a lot of the defenses. So he's using his barrage right now to take out 2 cannons, which is not good on a defensive situation. Those will take out some heavies, and they'll thin out the attackers' defenses, which are your heavies, and exposes those Zookas and things in the back. Without those, the guys are going to walk right in. So right now, the only thing he has up front that's actually going to do any damage is really these 3 things right here, where we have the 2 machine guns and the flamethrower. That's not going to do enough to stop these heavies. You are going to get a little help from the sniper towers in the back, but at that point, he's going to get so many attack coins just by taking out these front resource bases. And he's going to probably thin that out, so he's going to have even less of a problem. So let's go ahead and amp that up to 4, because we know how this is going to end. But loser, oh, look at that. He, quite the strategist. Enjoy watching his attacks. And get used to the shock at the end right there. Alright, and let's take a look at another one on Pickles. And this one is a heck of a base layout. So you see the headquarters way back in the back there. He took out the rocket launcher to start, but there is another one right there. And the challenge with the rocket launchers being on the sides and in the back, if you get your heavies too far in, then your Zookas become exposed in the back end to the rocket launcher. And so let's see how Nabi works his way through here. This is a base is spread out quite a bit, which is pretty interesting. I've not seen a base this seemingly disorganized. And this is where, so the heavies are moving ahead of the Zookas, and they could be exposed to the rocket launcher, which could be dangerous for him. But he finds his way into the corner. Boom. Well done. Alright, and I think we had Captain Porkus in here somewhere. There he is. And Captain Porkus has a easy little base here. Let's see how he takes this out. And, ooh, quite a bit of resources spent on the rocket launcher. Let's see what happens here. Oh, there we go. Well played. At this point, the defenses were not enough to handle the amount of guys he threw at them. It was good use of resources, the battle coins, just to go ahead and take out that first rocket launcher. Even though it took, I think, 4 different artillery shots, which is quite a lot. Let's see here. Apparently, let's end on this one. So this is bad base layout again, clumped together, and loser's going to use the barrage method to thin out the defenses. And I don't see any boom mines, so I don't know if this guy's high enough level to have those boom mines. And on that, if that headquarters were a little further in the back, I think that guy would have had a better chance. But all right, so that being said, I do want to throw out one of my own attacks. So let's go ahead and let's start a mission here. All right, so I typically try to look at the biggest one and just jump straight into that one. This one has a bunch of, what is that, laser beam? Oof. A bunch of rocket launchers. The update also changed the look of the rocket launchers and some of the other cannons. As you see here, the shock launcher right here looks very different. So we have some graphical updates, which was a little confusing at first, trying to figure out and gauge what level some of the defenses are. So if you're playing sporadically and you haven't seen this in a bit and you jump back in, make sure you're paying attention because a lot of these things look a little different. So this one, I think, obviously I want to come in on this side and gain the battle coins for taking out these little, I don't know what they're called, power cells. But I need to try to thin this out as much as I can. Laser beam will tear guys up, so I need to make sure I get those thinned out. The shock launchers are going to be a problem too. So let's go ahead and jump in and do this before I die. My battery dies. Let's start by hitting this up. Wow, there's so many hit points on that thing. Okay, well, let's start this way. All right, so I want to make sure that my guys fall back a little bit. So I'm going to use 2 coins before they get too close. Come back over this way. And now that I have another barrage, it's 22 points. I don't want to use that. So I think I'm going to go ahead and try to take this out. Oh, that's ridiculous. This is not going to go well for me. So I've driven up the cost of those artillery, which is not a good thing. However, I do have some of my shock weapon, but I don't think that's going to do any good. I really need to take that out. I really need to leave the door open for the next guys coming through. Alright, now that that is almost taken out, I think what I want to do is focus on that. Keep my guys healed. And now I can use my shot to take out all of those. And finally take out that laser beam. The good thing about the rocket launchers, if you can get guys in there and they'll be close enough in range, you can usually take them out. So I'm hoping that we can work something out that way. But we do have some of these boom cannons in the back, and this is not going to go well for me. I don't think that was the best move. Alright, I did quite a bit of damage, but not enough. I'm a little disappointed on what I did in the rocket launcher corner. However, hopefully we can get some guys in there. My recommendation at this point to the rest of the BerCrew would be to get a warrior attack in there. Put some smoke, put a smoke line leading up to that rocket launcher. Have your warrior sit inside. You're within the range. Rocket launchers can't shoot that far in the range. So if you can get them in the middle, they should be able to take those out. I'm going to call it a night. I appreciate you guys watching. If you guys do want to play along with us, go ahead in Boom Beach, search BerCrew, and we will let you in the task force. Just make sure you put the word YouTube in the request. As always, if you like these videos, smash the like button. Come back, visit. We have Nems. He's playing a lot of EU4. He's got some other things up his sleeve with, I think, Crusade Kings. And Pickle and I, we do a lot of Ark. So if you guys like watching Ark, come along, join us. We're going to try to get some streaming out there for you guys so you can watch us on Twitch. Thanks again. We appreciate you watching.